Hello again, folks. Welcome to the next installment of our Tai Chi blockbuster. So I suppose this is Tai Chi 2. So I'm going to have a wee look now at the 8 brocades, the breathing exercises as I sometimes call them. And given currently what's going on, breath is a very important thing. So looking after your lungs and doing these exercises is really a great daily exercise to do. So yes, what I did when I was trying to learn, because when I first came across the idea of slowing the breath down with movement, it was quite daunting. When you think about our normal rate of breathing, it's far quicker than what we're used to in these exercises. So a good exercise, if you have a bit of time on your hands, we're just looking at the clock and breathing in just initially over 2 seconds and breathing out over 2 seconds and just getting comfortable with that. And then through time, through sitting there for a few minutes, I would take it up to 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out. I'm working with that right up till about 7 or 8 seconds, which you'll not need any slower breathing than that in the 8 brocades. It gets the lungs used to the idea of how they inhale and how they exhale. So you're slowing the breath down for the longer exhalations and inhalations, and you're quickening it up obviously for the shorter ones. So it's a good exercise just to do to get you used to increasing lung capacity a bit and feeling comfortable with that. So obviously when we're going through all these exercises, you're coordinating the breathing with the movement. So I'm going to just go through them all now from the beginning and talk about them generally as we go through them, okay? Okay folks, so just some general points. Breathing in and out through the nose. We're trying to make the breath last as long as the movement. Okay, so a gradual in-breath. For example, in the first one, lifting the sky, breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, breathing out, breathing out, breathing out, breathing out, breathing out, so on and so forth. Okay, so when you're doing these, when you're practicing these, you can slow them down a wee bit just to get used to that idea, or quicken them up even, down just a bit, just to get used to the breathing. But through time, we're aiming round about, it's not scientific, round about 4 or 5 breaths a minute. So they can be fairly slow so they can, but you work towards that. You can try and force the breath, as I'm always saying to you. So the characteristics of each individual one rather than going through the whole set. Okay, so the first one, lifting the sky, as we're breathing in, imagine you're holding the ball. Hands are coming up, and as they pass the head to turn. Now the important thing is to keep the palms flat. This is working to pull everything out from the shoulders and neck area. So with the palms staying flat, that enables that to happen. So when we breathe out, we're just gradually coming up onto the balls of the feet, stimulating the kidney points, and then reaching up with the palms. And when you breathe in again, your hands are just coming down towards the top of your head, like this. So the out breath always to stretch in all the exercises. Coming up onto the balls of the feet, and the in breath slowly back down to the heels, the hands towards the top of the head. So there's 8 repetitions of that movement, and then the 9th breath, the last movement, will be coming back to the center as if we're holding the ball, breathing in, and then always each exercise will finish with this through the mouth, detoxifying breath. So that's lifting the sky. The next one, we're getting into our partial horse stance. So it's a bit wider, around about twice the shoulder width as the first one. There's a couple of them that are like this. So this one, drawing the bow for the heart and lungs. So as I say, lifting the sky was for loosening the shoulders, stimulating the kidney points and the balls of the feet. This one is for the heart and lungs. So in drawing the bow, it'll start from here. Okay, as if you're holding the ball, and you'll breathe in, you'll cross the hands at the wrists, and then as you breathe out, the fist has to be light, as if you're clenching something very fragile, and the other hand extended out like a push. So that fist will only pull to the shoulder as the other hand pushes out. On the in-breath, it's like you're scooping water with the hands, coming round across again, and then the same to the other side. Now, as well as the hands here separating, think of the chest opening as well as you do that exercise. So on the in-breath, scooping down with the hands, coming round to the centre, and on the out-breath, that drawing the bow out to the side. Again, at the end of the set, you'll step back in again, and then always that detoxifying breath on the last one. Next one for the intestines, holding up a single hand. With holding up a single hand, again we're starting from this position where the hands are just down by the sides. So as we breathe in, the hands are coming up like this. And as we breathe out, one hand continues up as the other one pushes down. Again, the palms remaining flat to get that idea of taking the slack up in the tendons to pull out. So on the in-breath, we're moving towards the centre, the hands are passing, and as we breathe out, we're going up and down into the stretch. So again, thinking of the movement in the body as well as the arms. So for example, when I'm pushing up with my right hand here, the whole right side of the body's lifting, pushing down with the left side of the body's going down. And as with the others, you return to the centre as you breathe in, and then, okay. The next one, gazing back, which is for the kidneys. This one here, it's important to keep the hips facing forward, square forward, and for the movement in the turn to come from up here. So that the chest and shoulders, we're twisting the body, it's physically affecting the kidneys, that twist. When you turn the hips, you don't get that. So keep the hips square forward. Also, when you push, it's straight in front of you. So the hands don't move away from the centre, it's the centre that turns. Okay, that's important. And again, the palms relatively flat. So in the in-breath, hands are coming up, we're going into the turn in the shoulders, and then as we push, we breathe out, and then the hands come in as if you're holding the ball again, we turn to the other side, and again we push as we breathe out. So 40 each side, and then you're coming back to the centre, breathing in, and okay. The next one, gazing back, does the liver, the spleen, helps to reduce temperature in the head, release tension in the head. So there's a side stretch, a few different elements. Okay, if I go by stretching to the left here, my right hand's coming right over my head, reaching towards the undergrowth there. The bottom hand is reaching towards the ground, so I'm getting a good stretch there. And at the same time, I'm wanting to counterbalance, okay? I don't want to end up in a situation like this, where I'm going to end up in the undergrowth and get eaten by the mourn panther. Okay, apparently there's a panther knocking about in the moorings. I don't want to end up there in case it's stalking me. So I want to be over here, I want to be leaning away. That gives me more of an effective stretch as well, okay? So in the in-breath, we're coming up. And as we breathe out, one hand over the head, the other one towards the ground, and that pushing into the opposite hip. Opposite from here, so I'm over this way. And then coming to the centre on the in-breath. And as I breathe out, then into the stretch on the other side. So again, after those 8, I'll return for the 9th breath. Okay, now on to lowering the hands. Lowering the hands is for the lower back. Thus, when we go down into this forward bend with the back straight rather than curling, we need to keep the knees locked. If you think of pushing the knees back as far as they'll go, so as your legs are naturally straight and your back relatively straight, then that allows you to determine how far down the stretch is allowing you to go. Because you'll feel that in the backs of your legs. You'll not feel that if the knees are bent like this. So keeping the knees locked, the back straight, and just come down as far as is comfortable. Okay? I'll not put too far down in these damn trousers, but what the hell. So, on the in-breath, the hands come up. The heels of the hands come to the front of the legs. And as we breathe out, we're pressing down. As I say, keeping the legs and back straight. When you get down to the limit of your stretch, you come out and up as you breathe in. So the hands just raising the shoulder height, see that? Back to where they started, and then again on the stretch, breathing out. Okay, so 8 of those, and when you come back to the center again, you're breathing in and out. Through the mouth, of course. Okay, second last one, we're back into our partial horse stance, okay? Resting down into the legs. This one, punching with angry eye. It's good for the liver, and there's a certain element of stimulating the lung energy as well when you're squeezing the thumbs. So, when we breathe in this one, we're gripping the thumbs lightly, as if you're holding something very fragile, okay? So like the second one, it starts from about here. And as you breathe in, you just enclose the thumbs and the fists, bring them into the hips, and as you breathe out, fist spirals out slowly, and more or less in line with your own solar plexus, you squeeze the thumb, and then you release the pressure off the thumb as you breathe in. Now throughout this exercise, the eyes are focused straight ahead. So there's the out breath as the hands come out, and the in breath as it's coming in. As you see, spiraling both times. And we'll do one more. Okay, so on the last one, like the others, you step back in as you breathe in, and then okay, so the final one, this is the one I always say, if you're feeling a bit tense, or there's any conditions that say you shouldn't be shocking the body like this, just be careful with it, okay? You can still come up and come down gentle, but the idea is we're just, when we're doing this, we're shaking up stagnation in the body. That's what it's about. It's like the Chinese medicine would say that when qi gathers, it stagnates. So this is like getting that bottle of orange juice and doing that so that it gets distributed throughout it. So I'm only going to do 3 rounds. There's 3 rounds, there's 8 repetitions in each round. It helps if you come down and let go of the breath on impact. Everything's just relaxed. So we like do 8 together, each time hitting the ground, letting the breath, not pushing it out, but letting it be knocked out of yourself. So so it'll be 3 rounds, as I say. Afterwards, you just shake out the arms and legs. And, as my teacher used to say, you do those exercises every day, you'll never grow old. Bye.